It's sort of not how you treat filmmakers and stars and people who, these guys have given a lot for these projects, and they deserved to be consulted and spoken to about what was going to happen to their work.
Agree or disagree? That was from Christopher Nolan, the director, writer, producer of a newly filmed Tenet, candidly addressed the Warner Brothers decision to release the 2021 slate of movies on HBO Max the same day it hit theaters. Nolan, who's known for being especially protective of the theatrical experience for films, said on a statement on the Hollywood Reporter back in December, "Some of our industry's biggest filmmakers and most important movie stars went to bed the night before thinking they were working for the greatest movie studio and woke up to find out they're working for the worst streaming service." What do you think about that? And here's more on Christopher Nolan on Warner Brothers' decision to take this route.
There's such controversy around it because they didn't tell anyone. In 2021, they've got some of the top filmmakers in the world. They've got some of the biggest stars in the world who have worked for years, in some cases, on these projects very close to their hearts that are meant to be, big screen experiences. They're meant to be out there for the widest possible audiences, the sort of A release. And now they're being used as a loss leader for the streaming service, for the fledgling streaming service, without any consultation or any. So, there's a lot of controversy. It's very, 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 very messy. A real bait and switch.
When I heard this news, saw this news, I thought it was like, oh, pretty cool. I thought it was neat. You don't have to go to theaters. It's available in front of a TV. But here from Christopher Nolan, I 100% agree with him. I don't think that's not how you do business. I think it's a bad health for the industry going forward. That's not how you treat big blockbuster films like that, just to release on streaming to become a lost cause. Because a lot of the filmmakers, production crews, performers gave their big effort to make those big budget movies or any movies. And to be treated like that, I think that's so unfair to those filmmakers and movies. I know it's in a pandemic. It's not an ideal situation. It's a tough time for any business to be operating at full capacity. But I don't think, even in this time, that is not the right way to do. In response to Christopher Nolan, Warner Media Studios CEO Ann Sonoff, it was Tenet's US theatrical release that led to the decision. She told CNBC, quote, "We learned a lot about the inclination of people to go to theaters when they're open, obviously." She goes on to say, quote, "What we learned through Tenet is that the US is not quite ready yet to fully reopen and have full engagement of fans back into theaters, hence this new strategy." Here's the audio from Ann Sonoff she told on CNBC, which I don't quite agree with it.
Many movies which are ready to go and they've been sitting on shelves. So we thought this was the most kind of creative and win-win situation to bring them out not only in theaters, but simultaneously for 31 days on HBO Max, so that people who don't have access to theaters in the US are able to see the movies, and we're able to market them more fully.
It may be a beneficially and convenient access to the consumers. However, this is not the move to make, and I don't agree with the decision at all. It's not a win-win situation. You lose the economic advantage, revenue. You even lose more by doing this, which theaters have already been damaged by the pandemic. This could have alienated the industries, filmmakers, production members, performers. It's a major blow to US theaters because they rely on box office sales heavily on especially some of the major movies while showing on the big screen. It's very controversial, strange, wacky move that could have serious long-term effect of the business, of the industries, and for Hollywood as well. And please, go to boxofficemosers.com and take a look at the performance of Wonder Woman 1984. That says it all. Could they have delayed it a little bit more? I know they have delayed a couple times Wonder Woman 1984, and they finally released on Christmas Day, same day. in theaters and HBO Max. Look at the numbers. That's a bust right there. That is a box office bust right there. That's a $200 million budget film. And you put that in the trash can. Waste it. And it's been clear that Warner Brothers are doing this for 1 year. This is a 1 year thing. But this could have changed this could change the landscape of the business and how we consume movies. The second thing that jumped my eyeball out of Miss Sonara's comment is that they solely blamed the performance of Tenet. That was the first major film released in the United States in the height of the pandemic. Domestically, Tenet made just under $60 million, which is not the performance that you're supposed to make for Christopher Nolan's estimated budget of $200 to $250 million movie. But personally, I don't blame Tenet. The blame should be on the whole situation that is the virus, because it stops the business from being open at the highest capacity as possible. Also, another major underperformance of Tenet is that some of the major cities such as New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco, and other major market cities, theaters haven't been open through this pandemic. Even the places where theaters are opening, the guessing will be it's at limited capacity of like 25% or something like that. Despite all that, Tenet did quite fairly well internationally, earning about just over $300 million in the box office, which just stands out, making $360 million worldwide. Now, at the end, do you think Tenet is a success? My answer is yes. Not a great success, I call it a pandemic success. It's hard to earn that kind of revenue, especially during this time where businesses are out, not at the full capacity, and they did quite well. I was fortunate to see that film in this strange time, and the experience was huge and a blast. Tenet is legitimate. In normal circumstances, that would have been a $700 to $750 million mega big blockbuster, which I wrote that review on Apple's iTunes, so if you go check it out. Bottom line, the whole Warner Brothers decision to do this, it's wreck, shambles, and messy. Those pictures that go into theaters and on HBO Max the same day are going to have a big asterisk next to the title because it's not legitimate, it's a stiff move, and not doing the right way. Besides, Tenet is legitimate because at least they released that at the right way with no controversy. And here is Christopher Nolan. Do you think the movie industry will go back to normal?
Long term, I think all the studios know that the movie theater experience will bounce back and be a very important part of the ecosystem long term. And so what you have right now in our business is a lot of grappling and the use of the pandemic as an excuse for sort of grappling for short-term advantage. And it's really unfortunate. It's not the way to do business, and it's not the best thing for the health of our industry. But when the theaters are back, and people are going back to the movies, when the vaccines have been rolled out and there's an appropriate health response from the federal government, I'm bullish on the long-term prospects of the industry. People love going to the movies, and they're going to get to go again.
So there you have it. What do you think regarding this topic? I love movies. My passion for movies are big. Watching movies on the big screen are valuable and enjoyable. Let's hope it comes back because the experience is much better, important, and it should be valued hugely. This is Char Media. Thanks for watching. Please leave your comment. Have a good day, and I'll see you next time.